Welcome back to Tales by Tyrell, where stories come alive to inspire your heart. Today we journey through the life of a little wooden puppet with a big dream, a tale of mistakes, courage, and the strength to do what's right. This is the story of Pinocchio, a wooden boy who longed to be real. Once upon a time, in a quiet village wrapped in hills and sunshine, lived an old woodcarver named Geppetto. He was kind and humble, living alone in a small workshop filled with wooden toys and clocks. But his heart carried a silent wish. He longed for a child to fill the emptiness of his days. One evening, as stars blinked in the sky, Geppetto carved a puppet from a piece of enchanted wood. "I'll call you Pinocchio," he whispered. The puppet had curious eyes, a cheeky smile, and arms that seemed eager to move. That night, Geppetto looked up at the sky and made a wish. A deep, gentle wish that Pinocchio could become a real boy. As the village slept, a radiant light shimmered through the window. A kind-hearted fairy appeared, touched by Geppetto's pure wish. She floated close to the puppet and smiled. "If you can learn to be brave, truthful, and kind," she whispered to Pinocchio, "you may become real." With a soft tap of her wand, the puppet blinked, yawned, and came to life. When Geppetto awoke, he gasped in amazement. His puppet was alive. Tears filled his eyes as he hugged the wooden boy. "You're a miracle," he said, trembling with joy. Pinocchio danced and laughed, curious about the world. Geppetto, overjoyed, decided to send him to school like any other child. He gave him a satchel, a book, and a kiss on the forehead. "Be good, my boy, learn well, and listen to your conscience." But the world outside was full of temptations. On his very first day, Pinocchio met two smooth-talking tricksters, a sly fox and a foolish cat. "Why go to school?" they teased. "There's a magical land where boys have fun all day." Tempted, Pinocchio followed them. He skipped school and ended up at a puppet theater, where the owner, a large man with a booming voice, saw Pinocchio dance and demanded he stay. Terrified, Pinocchio begged to go home. The fairy appeared again and rescued him. "Why did you lie?" she asked gently. I didn't," Pinocchio stammered. And suddenly his wooden nose grew longer. The fairy frowned softly. "Each time you lie, your nose will grow. Truth is the path to becoming real." Pinocchio promised to be honest from then, but promises are easy to make and harder to keep. Soon after, Pinocchio found himself lured to Pleasure Island, a carnival-like land where boys could eat, play, and do whatever they pleased. But there was a dark secret. Those who stayed too long turned into donkeys. One by one, the boys laughed and played until their ears grew long and hooves replaced their hands. Pinocchio screamed as he felt his body begin to change. He fled, running until he fell into the sea and was swallowed by a giant whale. Inside the belly of the beast, in the deep silence of the ocean, Pinocchio heard a familiar voice. "Pinocchio?" It was Geppetto. The old man had gone searching for him, sailing far and wide, until the whale swallowed him too. In that dark belly, Pinocchio hugged him tight, his heart bursting with love. "I'll save us," Pinocchio declared. Using clever thinking, Pinocchio lit a fire, making the whale sneeze them both out into the sea. They floated safely to the shore. Geppetto was weak. Pinocchio, though exhausted, cared for him with all his strength. He stayed by his side, honest and brave at last. And then, magic stirred. The fairy returned one final time, glowing with pride. "You have proven yourself kind, truthful, and selfless." She touched him with her wand, and the wooden limbs softened. The wooden heart began to beat. Pinocchio opened his eyes, no longer a puppet, but a real boy. From that day on, Pinocchio lived not just with Geppetto, but with a heart full of lessons, that truth matters, that love is stronger than mistakes, and that anyone, no matter where they begin, can become something truly real by choosing the right path. Thank you for listening to this inspiring tale on Tales by Tyrell. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical journeys. Until next time, stay honest, stay kind, and keep believing.